The market is very confusing to some investors right now. We have a war breaking out, it seems, and yet Bitcoin's up, stocks are up, oil's down. They don't understand what's happening. And 2 days ago when Bitcoin fell down, I said, hey, I'm actually going long the market. I'm going to be buying right now. And I opened trades and we're up significantly. And people are just like, people don't get what's happening. And there's just a big piece of news. Also, Tom Lee just talked about why he was bullish. There's so much going on and people are just missing it. If you don't mind though, hit subscribe so you can see future videos like this. If you want to trade crypto, there are links underneath the video. You can check out BTCC and Bydfi, WEEX and BLOFIN. WEEX, BLOFIN, and Bydfi have special trading competitions going on right now. You can get anything from like a ROLEX to a CYBERTRUck just for trading on the platform. Obviously, it is dependent on how much you trade. Also, there is a link to my Telegram channel underneath the video. I published some videos early and some exclusive videos there. It's totally free. I don't spam there either, but we actually talked about the trade on Saturday that I was placing. I posted about going long Solana and Bitcoin there. So if you want to follow me there, you can check it out underneath the video. I'll put some of my trades in there. Now, oil is down 10% today, which is surprising a lot of people. Obviously, Iran, Israel, the US, all getting into quite the conflict recently. The US struck Iran on Saturday night. We had Bitcoin plunge, we had crypto plunge. Everyone thought oil was going to spike up today, and yet it's down 10%. Stocks are up. Now, why is this? Well, we heard from Iran today that they were going to strike U.S. Military bases, and they did send missiles there. Now, there's some difference in opinions about whether they struck. Iran saying that they did strike the military bases. U.S. saying no, they didn't hit anything. And then some people saying, yes, they did hit, but there are no casualties. Why is that? Well, Iran actually gave a warning. They said these are the places we're going to hit and you should evacuate. Now Iran saying, hey, now that we've retaliated, we are willing to talk about negotiation, right? Now that the other side has felt the force of our military, we're willing to negotiate, which is funny because no one was hurt. It was just, maybe a couple $1 billion burned or something, but what's that to the U.S. Military? So it's really fascinating. It seems like there's just this massive de-escalation. Trump saying that he'll negotiate as well. The U.S. will negotiate. I think the market is largely just pricing in the fact that both sides are willing to negotiate. Both feel like they had some retaliation and they both did well. They're both showing strength, they think. Obviously, Iran can say, well, we hit the U.S. where it hurts, but they didn't really do anything. But again, showing a strong, a brave face. The U.S. can say, hey, we took out nuclear facilities of one of the most dangerous countries in the world. And the markets could actually price that in as a very good thing, even with the uncertainty recently. And keep in mind, too, there's nothing about the Strait of Hormuz. Of course, that was approved. That was approved to be closed. I'm laughing because of the Bitcoin baby in the background. You might hear some of the noise in the background, him playing the keyboards. But the Strait getting approval to be closed, it sounds like maybe it's not even going to happen now because there are negotiations. So that's most likely why oil's down along with the escalation in general. So quite bullish for markets. Now, again, I talked about this on Saturday that I did not think this was going to turn into World War III. But even if something came up like this, even if there's more uncertainty and conflict, the U.S. prints money. Global superpowers print money in times of war. They're not going to start, holding their pocketbook and saying we're just going to stop the printer. We're just going to worry about paying off our debt. No, they don't do that. They try to print their way out of it. They try to spend money. They try to make the rich richer. And what are the rich buying? Well, they're buying Bitcoin. What's the best asset when there's high amounts of money printing and liquidity? It's Bitcoin. So that was one of the reasons I took the trade. Also, I thought that the markets might be pricing in the worst. Of course, on Saturday too, the only thing that's tradable is Bitcoin and crypto. So when the market's open, people can spread out their bets. They can put money back into Bitcoin. Now, what's going to happen over the next week? I don't know. I don't know if the conflict's going to get resolved completely. I don't know if this is just the beginning, but I'm not too worried about it. I think you have to look over the next couple of years for Bitcoin, and everything points to Bitcoin doing well. Same thing with stocks. Tom Lee actually just talked about how he feels about the market. He's very bullish for a handful of different reasons. One, the Fed looks dovish, right? They have signaled and talked about, some different Fed presidents have talked about lowering rates here soon. We also have businesses that are doing well. So the economy is still doing well. He also said that with this, this price action in oil and in the markets, it's showing that there's maybe a de-escalation in the Middle East, just like we talked about. Oh, sorry, the Bitcoin baby is upset a little bit. Let me go get him. But Tom Lee also talked about how there is a lot of money on the sidelines right now, right? Like, sure, there's some money that's been buying stocks and crypto and stuff, but for the most part, big money hasn't bought. It's retail investors. It's the Robinhood crowd that's buying stocks. It's not Wall Street. It's not the mega millionaires and billionaires. No, it's not. It's Robinhood, the people buying the dip. So there's a lot of money that's cautious. Of course, there are some IPOs that are going absolutely nuts right now, like the recent Circle IPO that I talked about before it came out, being at a pretty good valuation. And then what did it do? It 10x'd after that decent valuation. So now it's at like a 300 PE. It's near the same market cap as Coinbase. So just insane. But the fact is Tom Lee is bullish. He's usually bullish. But he also talked about how there's less uncertainty over tariffs as well, right? So moving forward, I think there are more, definitely more things that could get cleared up in the market. Of course, you never see a black swan coming. That's why they're called black swans. But there's so many things that could get cleared up and things that could turn bullish, whether it's money printing, whether it's Fed rates going down, whether it's Ukraine-Russia conflict, whether it's Israel-Iran, whether it's Hamas, like whatever, all these different things that are on investors' mind, they could get cleared up, and that'd be fantastic for markets. Of course, the money printer is going to go burr no matter what. Trying to keep the Bitcoin baby off camera here, but the fact is the markets are going to go burr no matter what. The printer is going to go burr. Bitcoin's going to do well. Risk on assets are going to do well, and we're just in a summer lull, right? We could see a bigger dip, right? I'm not going to sit here saying we're only going to go up. We could definitely go down. But in a year, I think we're going to be very happy that we stayed in the market now. In 4 years, you're probably looking at a much higher Bitcoin price. And of course, if you want to trade in the meantime, there are links underneath the video. You can check out Bydfi, WEEX, and BLOFIN for some of those bonuses. Sorry for a bit of the background noise with the Bitcoin baby. If you have babies, you realize that there are some times that you need to get stuff done. And sometimes it's impossible to not have the baby make some noise in the background, especially when the wife's out at appointments. Thanks so much. See you in the next one. Bye.